In the world of architecture, few names are as revered as Geoffrey Bawa, a man who didn't just design buildings, he harmonized them with nature. His architecture transcended the mundane. It became a narrative, a dialogue between the land, the building, and the people who inhabited them. This is the story of Geoffrey Bawa, the visionary who taught us to listen to the whispers of the earth. Born in 1919 in the lush landscapes of Sri Lanka, Geoffrey Bawa's early life was marked by both privilege and complexity. His father, a prominent Sri Lankan, and his mother, of European descent, provided him with a unique cultural backdrop. Yet Bawa's early life was not just defined by wealth, but also by contradiction. Raised in a colonial environment, he was exposed to the tension between his Sri Lankan heritage and the foreign influences around him. Sent to England for his education, Bawa initially studied English at Cambridge and later trained to become a barrister. But law never felt right. It wasn't his calling. For nearly a decade, Bawa traveled across Europe and Asia, his restless spirit searching for purpose, absorbing the cultures, landscapes, and architectural forms of every place he visited. In 1948, at the age of 38, Bawa returned to Ceylon. He purchased a large, abandoned rubber estate by the sea, what would later become his beloved Lunuganga. This place would be the canvas for his creative vision, and yet there was something missing. The estate lacked a home, a sanctuary. He needed a house that was in perfect harmony with its surroundings. Frustrated by local architects who couldn't understand his vision, Bawa made a life-altering decision. He would become an architect himself. Determined to learn the craft, he left for London, enrolling in the Architectural Association, the oldest and most progressive school of architecture. There, at the age of 40, he studied alongside students half his age, yet Bawa thrived. Upon his graduation in 1957, he returned to Sri Lanka and began his journey as an architect. Bawa's early works were revolutionary. Collaborating with Danish architect Ulrik Plesner, Bawa redefined the idea of tropical architecture. Together they created the Bentota Beach Hotel, and a series of private homes that would send shockwaves through the architectural community. This wasn't the cold, impersonal international style. No, Bawa had a different vision: tropical modernism. What set Bawa apart was his philosophy that buildings should not be isolated from their environment. They should be woven into the land, responding to the climate and culture around them. His approach was intimate, not monumental. Bawa believed that architecture should be a frame for life, a canvas where nature and people come together in harmony. Tropical modernism was born from this philosophy. It wasn't just about aesthetics, it was about functionality, sustainability, and an intimate connection to nature. Bawa's designs were characterized by courtyards and verandas that blurred the line between indoor and outdoor spaces, natural ventilation systems that cooled spaces without the need for air conditioning, reducing energy consumption, the use of local materials such as timber, rubble masonry, and kajan thatch, deeply rooted in the Sri Lankan landscape. Carefully designed axial views that directed the eye towards focal points in nature, whether it be a lush garden or the distant sea. Through these principles, Bawa created buildings that felt alive, open to the breeze, cooled by the monsoon rains, and bathed in natural light. His work felt less like construction and more like living with nature. Lunuganga, Bawa's home and personal sanctuary, stands as one of his most iconic works. What began as a garden slowly evolved into a house that responded to the land's unique contours and climate. Each part of Lunuganga is a living, breathing extension of its surroundings. From the carefully curated views to the open verandas that invite the landscape inside, Lunuganga is not just a home, it's a dialogue between man and nature. Meanwhile, the Bentota Beach Hotel, built in collaboration with Plesner, showcased his commitment to blending local tradition with modernist ideas. The hotel's design was a response to the coastal environment, a seamless integration of architecture and landscape that made it a pioneering example of eco-friendly tourism. Perhaps Bawa's greatest achievement came in 1982 with the completion of the Sri Lanka Parliament building. Here, Bawa's mastery of space, light, and nature was on full display. Unlike traditional government buildings, which often exude power and control, Bawa's Parliament building is serene and democratic. Set on a vast artificial lake, it evokes a sense of tranquility, where governance exists in harmony with nature rather than in opposition to it. This building is not a fortress of power, it's a symbol of harmony, a vision of a government that serves the people and the land. Bawa's design was a testament to his belief that architecture could be a peaceful force in society, shaping not just the environment, but the way people live and work within it. Bawa's commitment to nature reached its zenith with the Kandalama Hotel, completed in 1994. Situated amidst a rock face, the hotel appears as though it is part of the landscape itself. Its long gray streak stretching out of the earth, draped in vines. The controversy surrounding the project was immense. Many believed Bawa had gone too far in his efforts to integrate the building with its environment. But, as always, Bawa prevailed. The Kandalama Hotel is perhaps the world's most celebrated example of eco-architecture, a model for sustainable design long before the term became widely popular. In the later years of his life, Bawa's influence spread far beyond Sri Lanka. His works expanded into India, Indonesia, and Japan, where his unique approach to architecture gained international acclaim. His urban laboratory, the number 11 house in Colombo, became a gathering place for intellectuals, artists, and visionaries, a place where ideas about architecture, culture, and the environment could flourish. Despite his growing international fame, Bawa remained deeply connected to his roots, using his work to explore the complexities of identity, culture, and the environment. His buildings were reflections of the landscapes they inhabited, and through them, Bawa's legacy grew stronger. Geoffrey Bawa passed away in 2003, but his legacy remains firmly entrenched in the global architectural landscape. His works continue to inspire a new generation of architects, particularly in the tropics. He showed that modernity doesn't have to mean the erasure of culture or environment. Modernity can be a sensitive, sustainable, and beautiful fusion of both. Today, Bawa's buildings are more than just architectural landmarks. They are testaments to the beauty that can be achieved when man works in harmony with the land. Geoffrey Bawa's story is one of transformation. From a restless traveler seeking his purpose to a visionary architect who reshaped the landscape of modern design, his life was a journey of discovery. His work is not about grand monuments to power. It's about creating spaces for life to unfold, for people to connect with nature, and for the world to be seen through new eyes. As we walk through his buildings, we are reminded of a simple but profound question. How can we live better with our world? Geoffrey Bawa taught us that the answer lies not in domination, but in coexistence, in the delicate balance between architecture and nature.